on, my friends. This is Rick, and I'm Rick, and this is your seat at the table. Not the other way around, god damn it. Anyway, we're looking at turning points. Irian? Irian. However you choose to pronounce it. This is like one of the massive major BattleMech or industrial weapons manufacturers of the Inner Sphere. And predominantly for Free Worlds League, but they also have subsidiaries in several of the other houses. And although traditionally one faction, if a corporation crosses faction boundaries, they tend to be isolated from each other. But to believe that that's how that works on a galactic spanning, an inner sphere spanning conglomerate would be foolhardy at best and just plain stupid at worst. So they're all interlinked to some level. And so this is basically what is turned into a module. In other game systems, you would call this a module. So this is basically a plug and play, ready to run set of scenarios for the Battletech tabletop war game in this particular setting. And it introduced a bunch of interesting characters, which takes place basically over the spread of a year, to my knowledge. This came to me as this PDF came to me as a gift from a contributor. A couple different people have given me some PDFs to expand my information base, to give me some additional reading material, things like this, for which I'm utterly grateful for. Some of these, you can still buy these things from the CGL. You can go to this Catalyst game site and pick them up pretty cheap. I think I pitched the one or two I purchased. I don't know that this is one of them. It's hard for me to keep track of exactly where these things came from, to be honest. So it is what it is. We get a little bit more detailed information on the world Irian itself, and the introduction for turning points in there. Talks about the planet's history, when it was settled, and so on and so forth. Then we have some random assignment tables. And then we have the campaign breakdown for what we're doing. And basically what comes out is that Iran has been, and we're into that section on things where, hey, we're going to look, there's some stuff that's, and I've been saying this for a while, that once again, I have big, huge gaps in my lore, and I'm slowly filling those gaps in part because of y'all are giving me access. Some of you are literally giving me material to work with, and others have pointed me in the directions of things like that I should look into, or that I might find information that I'm hoping to, that would be worth reading. And and I'm grateful for all that assistance, no doubt about it. So basically at some point, Stone manages to create the Republic of the Sphere, and then he convinces most of the factions of the Inner Sphere to demobilize, to de-arm themselves, which I found to be laughable at best. Are you effing me? Even at the height of the Star League, the great houses didn't do that. Yeah, they slowed, they shrank their stuff down, but they were still in full swing. And then this Renaissance era where the IndustrialMechs become the kings of the field. I'm like, what? No. If you go back to things like the original Grey Death Trial, those machines have roles and purposes, but to be your mainline defenders, that's, Jesus, how far rabbit hole did you follow Stone? That's insane. Stone had such leverage over all the factions, they forced them to demobilize for peace. I'm still missing out on some of that era of stuff. I haven't quite come into figuring out how all that played out. But anyway, so apparently the corporation has constructed a hidden mech factory on this planet and has got it into production, and the word gets out. And it starts out by hang on a minute. Yeah, right. and I get back to it. So it starts out basically with a raid by House Leal commandos who discover information, and then the only way they could get their discovery broadcast, their encryption device fails to work, so they just send it out verbatim by route of open transmission, which allows it to get in the hands of the local media and other entities, which basically lets the cat out of the bag. And this begins a revolving door of different interests deciding that they want to have access to or control that this new mech factory that's being brought into production. So we see elements of Vance and Raiders show up, and the Dragon's Fury. Some of them are then co-opted or hired by the Defenders to help them defend. Others come in and cause problems and more problems, and some of them leave. So we get an element from the Highlanders, the Republican Guard, the Spirit Cats, and the Steel Wolves show up and spend more time, pissing with each other than actually accomplishing anything. The Lyran Stormhammers show up, and of course the Sword Sworn. And for me, this was some of the. I'm getting my first taste of some of these Jihad and Dark Age era commands that didn't exist in the VASA era. So it's always interesting. Then we got Iran's Republic Standing Guard, Irian's Technology Security, and the Senate Alliance, another third party wanting to get their hands in control of this thing. The Irian Planetary Defense Force, and the Wolf Hunters. So there's a nice little bio on all of these things, and they're spread out, more information spread out. Then we get the scenarios, what's going on, set up the game, the special rules applied, how many maps, what sort of maps, and we go through quite a slew of these things. And if you've ever played this or you've ever read it, you've got better, you really understand this better than I do, of course. But it was an interesting read, and it gave me a little bit more information on some entities that I didn't have before, and I was a little bit kind of go scratching my head over, and there's still some more here that I will have to eventually find more information on. I mean, it'll play out and stuff. So all in all, it's a nifty little addition, and the fact that I'm guessing I've seen things like this on the CGL website in their store for a couple $, so they're not very expensive to acquire them. And right, I'm just maybe worth your effort, worth your time. There goes Mom again. Well, you're just antsy right now, aren't you? Yeah, I know I'm in your way. So, as you can see, like I said, I printed it out as a PDF. When I bought the binder that I bought, it came with this size, which is tiny, and it's nice to be able to actually have some uses for this. I got like 100 of the damn things, and I bought the bigger full-size ones that are more common, ones that I'm using, and I don't think they have any bigger than that. They might have a 2-inch. These are like 1.5 inches or something. So there's that, and not a bad little addition. Lots of little bit information. It makes you want to find out more information about the various factions. It's a nice little key piece for this planet. So in future campaigns or future encounters and things like this, it can be you can tap this world and stuff. I would like to see a little bit more backstory and a little bit more information on the corporation and some of its doings on the planet, maybe more of its connection to the planet and more other operations that were there. I think it's kind of thin on that, but for what it serves, it serves its purpose. Kind of is what it is. Anyway, you know the drill. Going on, my friends, this is Rick, and hey, if you like the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your buddies, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell anybody else that's in the gaming industry or gaming fandom that says, hey, this is a channel worth checking out, right? Till next time, I hope you guys have yourself. It's all right, Mama.